Hi everybody, I'm Richard Ward, I'm Chairman of Hartlepool United Supporters Trust. I'm here today with Eddie Kyle, new Honorary President of the Supporters Trust, just to give you an opportunity to hear directly from Eddie. We've given him a prize today, a video, so you can be seen as well as heard. Eddie, just wanted to say thank you for coming on board as Honorary President of the Trust. I just wondered if you could give some information to members and to viewers about your opinion of and why you were interested in getting involved.
Well, first of all, it's a privilege to be invited to become the Honorary President, and I hope that I can use my 2-year tenure to try and increase the membership as much as possible, because I've read quite a bit about football trusts over the last 18 months, and particularly during the crisis that we experienced last year at Pools. And it just seems common sense to me that all fans of football clubs should really join the trust, because we've seen what can happen to clubs when the wrong type of people become involved in running and taking over our clubs. Guys who are not fans, who are business people who think that they can come in and make a fast buck. And in football nowadays it doesn't happen. So the fans have to become more involved, and the fans are permanent. Managers, coaches and chairmen in particular are temporary, and we have to make sure that we get a big fan base joining the trust, so that if we do get an awful situation where there isn't a wealthy benefactor that's going to take over, then at least we have a supporters association or trust who can come in and keep the club alive.
And everybody wants the current owners to do well, but you just don't know what's going to happen in the future, and the board of the trust always kind of go for the approach of prepare for the worst whilst hoping for the best. Now we've been in a while and speaking to the board and learning more about what we do. What are the areas that you think we could look to improve, or we could do better?
Well, first of all, I think that a lot of the members will actually be either the male member that supports the club or the female member that supports the club. Why don't we first of all say, right, I'm a member, my wife isn't, so try and get the wife to join, get the children involved, especially younger people. We get people involved with Hartlepool United at a young age, because they're the fans of the future. But also I think it's important that you get businesses involved, because local businesses, I'm sure, would be happy to support Hartlepool United if they're asked for, just a small amount of money. We're not going and asking them for £10,000, but you might ask them for a couple of £100, and if they think that that's going to help the club and the supporters trust, I'm sure that you get a positive reaction. So yeah. It's just something that you should maybe try, because there are bound to be businesses in the town that would be happy to support the club, but think, oh, maybe I can't afford it because they're asking for too much.
Yeah, we have a couple of corporate members, but that's something that we should look at doing more of, certainly in future.
It's all about raising funds in whichever way you can, because people in the town and businesses in the town will not want to see the demise of Hartlepool United. It's something that although a lot of people maybe not go to the matches, may not be season ticket holders, they won't want to see the club fold at all. They want the Hartlepool United to be there for the future and for their children's future, and it's something that we all have to work hard as board members. And I know I'm not a board member, but I can attend the board meetings to try and give some help in how we can raise the profile and raise the funds.
I think we saw that last year, the scale of the backing of the fundraising campaigns at the time. But what I was kind of aware of being on the board is how as a young trust we were quite ill prepared, because we just didn't have the funds in place, so we weren't in a position to joining the consortium with Mr. Singh and Jeff Stelling, because the money was being raised for an important purpose, was to buy them the time to go and get that deal over. So I think one of the things you're right about increasing that sponsorship now is preparing now and building a fund now, so if needs be we've got something in hand rather than last minute scrabble around to try and try and raise the money.
I think it's also important that supporters realise that the trust doesn't want to run the football club. It's there as a last resort. If the worst thing happens, and the club is about to fold, then hopefully the trust would have enough funds to come in and save the club and keep it going until some other, hopefully wealthy benefactor would come in. But it's most important that people realise that the guys that are on the board of the trust do not want to run a football club. They just want to make sure that we retain a football club in Hartlepool.
Yeah, that's important. We're going through a period of renewals for members. We've got hundreds of renewals over the next couple of months. So if your renewal is up, please look out for the reminder emails that will come around. What message would you have for the people who are due for a renewal, and also for people who haven't yet signed up?
Well, the people that are due to renew, it's only a fiver, don't forget.
if you're over 60.
If you're over 60, sorry, I'm talking about my age group. But it's not a lot to renew, and then if you think that you are actually helping or contributing towards saving the football club, should we end up in a situation like we did last year, then we're not asking a great deal. So I would urge the current members to renew and to also try and spread the word and get as many other people that you know to join the trust, because at the end of the day, if things go pear-shaped, we need the supporters' trust to have the funds to ensure that Hartlepool United will continue.
Thank you. And whilst we've got you, we're filming the video today, which is the day that Craig Hignett has now become Hartlepool United manager again. Thoughts?
Well, I would have liked Hignett to have taken the job in the summer, that before Matty Bates got the sort of given the job permanently. I'm sure we all remember a few seasons ago when Craig was the manager that we were playing some good football. We had some good players. Players, unfortunately, were so behind his back. So if he was to recruit the standard of player that we had a couple of seasons ago, then I'm sure all the fans will be happy. He also likes to play an attractive style of football, which is not easy in this league. But we did see at Harrogate last week that you can play attractive football and win matches in this league. Yeah, so hopefully Craig can do that.
Eddie, thank you very much for getting on board. Thanks very much for your time, and thanks for watching.
My pleasure.